As crime rises in New York City, critics say the state's far-left policies are to blame. Since the start of reforms like no cash bail, the total crime has spiked 29%. Look at this. Motor vehicle theft alone is up nearly 73%, and the murder rate has increased more than 57%. Our next guest is running for Congress as a Democrat and is calling on his own party to take a stand. New York Congressional candidate Max Rose joins us now. Thanks for being with us this morning. No cash bail. Clearly, we see a correlation, if not a causation, to the rise in crime. Your party has largely been behind many of these policies. Where do you stand on this policy today?
So, there's definitely a causal relationship to this, and the stats do not lie. Emerging in New York, particularly over the last year, there is a revolving door, a culture of criminality without consequence, some of which I think is undeniably tied to this bail law. And what's shocking about this is that the solution is so obvious. We need to give judges discretion to actually make decisions pending to the individual case, particularly as it pertains to these individuals who keep on committing crimes. It's my belief that we should be listening to law enforcement officials on the ground. We should be listening to other Democrats who are voicing these concerns, such as the mayor, Eric Adams, and make these very sensible changes. Every single year, it feels like New York State Democrats come back and tweak this bail law. We all know that they're going to do it again. They should do it as quickly as possible because it's not just people's lives on the line, it's people's businesses.
So the idea, I believe, behind doing away with cash bail was that poor defendants wouldn't be stuck in jail with the inability to pay for bail. However, what we've seen, I think the takeaway that you and I think rational person can realize is that criminals commit crimes, recidivism. The same criminals are the ones that rob cars, rob homes, commit murder over and over. So the question is, you seem to be paying some attention to this. Is the rest of your party, is Governor Hochul, are they noticing and paying attention to this rise in crime and the tide of this policy?
Well, the people are paying attention, and I think that some of these Democrats in New York State, as well as nationwide, are waking up to that fact. They should be. But what you see when it comes down to it is that there's a false choice between choosing between justice and safety for all, fairness and safety for all. Anyone who says we have to choose between those two, I don't think is really thinking straight. So there are individual cases where someone is a first-time offender and it's a low-level, nonviolent. You don't think they should be in jail for months or years. Neither do I. I don't think anyone sensible does. But if someone is continuing to commit crime after crime after crime, burglary, violent assault, whatever it may be, they should not be out on the streets. We also have to look at the fact, though, that our courts are really backed up. It's a consequence of COVID. That's a consequence of a failed system. We need an effective system. All of this is a prerequisite to prosperity.
It's affected everyone's lives in the New York City area. It's affected people's lives across the nation. They have felt this rise in crime. As you mentioned, people have noticed. We will soon see how much they've noticed at the ballot box, and we'll soon see if that changes the position of many Democrats, to your position as a Democrat when it comes to this no cash bail. Max, thank you for highlighting this and for sharing with us this morning on Fox.
I really appreciate you having me on, and I appreciate you bringing light to this issue, and hopefully something happens very quickly.
All right. Good luck. Thank you.
Thanks.